Hello, everyone. My name is Roberto Hernandez, and I will be talking to you guys about anonymity issues. So, what is anonymity? Well, anonymity is a state of being anonymous. And being anonymous, as I'm sure you already know, it's something or someone of that of which cannot be named, cannot be recognized, cannot be identified, cannot be labeled, and that you might not know the origin of. Now, anonymity in the internet has been a controversial topic for some time now, whether we should have anonymity, whether we shouldn't. And well, over the past few years, we have moved towards a society where we don't have anonymity, where our information is all over the place in various sources. Social media being one of them, for example, and which brings me to my next topic, my next plan. Um, the most recent data breach, just happened in April 2019, where more than 540 million records about Facebook users were publicly exposed. And the sad thing is that this is not the first time that this has happened. Facebook has had its data breached multiple times, and the most concerning part is that um, Facebook, in case you've been living under a rock, in case you don't know what Facebook is, well, Facebook is the biggest social media platform in the world right now, hosting trillions of users all around the globe, each having its own personal information that has been exposed, more or less a good amount. Again, not just once, but multiple times. Something that it's very alarming and should be really stopped. Another issue that happened was in 2017, the Equifax data breach, where a lot of sensitive information was leaked. Sensitive information such as phone numbers, email addresses, social security numbers, credit, and credit card numbers. Definitely something that should not be exposed, that should not be out there to begin with, um, and very much concerning in today's world that we keep putting all information out there just to be stolen. So I want to talk to you guys about pros and cons of being anonymous in the internet. And one of the pros being the freedom of creativity, freedom to speak your mind without being judged, without being criticized, as you would if people knew who you were. And for some people, it's everything. It's a beautiful thing, and I am an advocate for it. Again, it's the internet. It should be like that, in my opinion. Also, one another good thing is that whistleblowers can get information out there, meaning uh, people who want to speak out about their job, for example, but they don't want to lose it, but they want to talk about the managers being racist and things like that. They are allowed to do that. They're anonymous. They anonymously can get the information out there without themselves getting in trouble because they need a job for whatever various reasons they might need it for. It could also be used for trolling and other things that are not positive, that are not good. But I'll get to that now. The cons, often more than we want to, overlap the pros for being anonymous. I did mention that you have a platform to speak your mind without being critiqued, without being judged. Well, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people abuse that. A lot of people take it to the point where it becomes harassment. A lot of harassment things are thrown, blackmail, bullying. A lot of those things happen you being anonymously, because again, the people don't know who you are. You can talk about whatever you want, and in that same sense, it's easy to lie. It's easy to talk about anything that you want. And following that up, since you can talk about anything you want, you might not be credible. You will not be identified. Chances are the information should not be trusted, and in fact, should not be trusted because you don't know who you are. You don't know who the person might be, and I also want to talk to you guys about a famous activist group known as Anonymous. This group has fought for freedom of speech in the web space for some time now, in a time where government institutions in various places were enforced their regulations in the internet for the people living there, and they were not having it because they believe that the internet, it should be a free space for everybody to talk whatever they want to talk about, to see everything, and they're huge advocates of it. And I want to show you guys a little video so you can see what Anonymous is, where they came from, more or less what they stand for.
What is Anonymous? Well, we're going to have to go back to 2006 and enter the world of 4chan. 4chan is a website where anyone can post anything completely anonymously. So in 2006, a bunch of 4chan users went onto an internet game, started a bunch. They did this as a response to rumors that the moderators of the game banned players for their avatar skin color. This sparked the first of many gaming raids. Yes, this is the origin of Anonymous, the most feared unorganization in the world. In 2007, Anonymous members for the first time provoked an arrest using internet vigilantism, and there have been hundreds of arrests since. In the coming few years, Anonymous grows and wages war on Scientology, the Iranian government, the Tunisian government, the KKK, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and recently, Donald Trump. Unfortunately, there have been multiple cases in which Anonymous targets an innocent victim. During the search for the Boston bombers, a subreddit titled Find Boston Bombers came up with an identification that was incorrect. Of course, the victim was subjected to an internet flogging. This happened a few times. Anonymous is also responsible for removing thousands of social media profiles of ISIS members. This was an attempt to stop ISIS recruitment propaganda, but since the accounts are down, government officials can't track the location of ISIS members. You may also be wondering about the mask. It's called the Guy Fawkes mask. In 1605, Guy Fawkes and a few other conspirators felt that Parliament in Britain was treating the Catholic Church unfairly, so he and his acquaintances decided to assassinate some of the Parliament. Fawkes and his friends were stopped before they were able to carry out their plan, but an exaggerated illustration of Guy's face was cast onto a mask, which turned into a symbol of protest, and eventually a symbol for Anonymous. So is Anonymous a group of heroes or a group of villains? I think that most of what they're doing is intended for the greater good, and oftentimes the result is the greater good. But they go about their justice without organization or restraint, and that can be dangerous. I don't think the hacktivist group can be described as good or evil. They are just unpredictable.
As the video states, it is in fact Anonymous are very much unpredictable, but the things they do and the things that they fight for are for the people, never against the people. Now, now, in conclusion, I do think we should have some sort of anonymity in the web space, at least in the world that we live in now. I do think that it does need to be supervised because it can be anonymous. Being too anonymous can be problematic just as equally as it is uh, not being anonymous with everything that's going around now. So I want to stay in a gray line, saying that we do need to have anonymity, but it does need to be supervised to some degree. It does need to be secured correctly. Um, Again, having so much information exposed out there to the public causes a big problem and has had caused many problems to many people. Many people are affected by the exposure of their social security numbers, and etc. So again, technology grows, and as it grows, hackers, it's easier for them to steal this information. So I do think the implementation of the right anonymity programs while being supervised and secured, it will be the best thing.